Joining me on Impact Catalyst is the executive director of the Speer Foundation, Tim Whipple. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to be here. And that's the Speer Dream Foundation, and I'll explain
Speer.
why
Okay.
those two are distinct and important.
Well, let's start with that. Why the Speer Dream Foundation?
Well, the Speer Foundation has been around a long time. It came out of the Speer family, who were the founders of Home Shopping Network, and the family established a community outreach foundation a number of years ago. And then about 2 years ago, the family decided that they could broaden their approach and have more of an impact if they split into two foundations. And so the Spear Dream Foundation evolved out of that, with its main focus on the Tampa Bay region. Spear still operates. They focus out of Nashville, Tennessee, and focus on that region, as well as some crossovers that we both do. But our primary focus with Spear Dream is to connect with and support and help grow the Tampa Bay region.
So that puts you being there just under a year as one of the first couple leaders of the Dream Foundation in this new organization. Other than geography, were there any other differences in how you sort of flavored the work that you did here in Tampa Bay versus Nashville?
We were able to focus more specifically on the areas of St. Petersburg because we live here and we know our community, we know the needs, we know where the gaps are. And one of our goals is to step into those gaps. By splitting into two foundations, we can be more intentional, we can be more focused, and hopefully make a better impact, if you will, on the specifics of this community, because Tampa Bay is a unique place. And if you're not from here, yeah, there are some things that are universal, but not all things are. So we're able to make a greater impact, more transformational impact by being in this community and meeting those needs. And me being a part of this community for the last 18 years, and then prior to that, having been born here, and Lisa Vickers, Spears Vickers, her life has been lived here. She's a native. And so growing up in this community, knowing it intimately, we're able to do a greater impact on it.
Let's talk about some of the gifts. Obviously, the YMCA was a big gift, and that is a beautiful facility. We use it often. Talk about some of the gifts you've given in the last year or so, and then we'll kind of dig into a couple of them.
The YMCA, the Speer YMCA, was the last joint venture between Speer Dream and Speer that we did, and that was an $8 million gift. We really focused on that because we saw that particular area of our community lacking in those types of facilities. The opportunity came with the Y, and then the uniqueness of joining with a middle school and how that partnership might work, and the idea of not only doing it here, but then scaling it maybe in other YMCAs or other communities across the nation was really attractive. And then the ability to honor Lisa's family, her mother and her father, with the naming of it as the Speer YMCA was a catalyst for her jumping in. And the entire family came together. Lisa, her mom, her brother, her brother runs the Speer Foundation, came all together to really to pull that one off. And it's a very unique, and as you said, it's a beautiful facility, and we're very proud that the Speer name is on that, but also the impact that it's already having in that part of our community. But beyond that, we focus in a lot of different areas. The YMCA is a great example of one of those pieces of the pie, so to speak, the community outreach piece that we try to do. We really focus on finding gaps, finding underserved areas of our community. As Lisa always says, how can we do what other people won't? How can we do what other people can't? And we really look at doing transformational type of gifts, which is what the YMCA was. And so that fits into that community outreach area. We work with lots of different organizations like the Kind Mouse, the YMCA, Angels Against Abuse, Alpha House. There are many, many, many different ones. We just did a disbursement in June. So we dispersed funds in June and December. And we just did our December disbursement. It was $2.3 million that we gave to 21 different nonprofits across our area. A few of those were national organizations, but the majority were right here in our community. We were excited to be able to, with our first disbursement, really do a broad, diverse range of giving and the why was just one piece of that. So pretty exciting.
And of those, 20, couple dozen company organizations that you're supporting, how many of them are ones that are you're going out and reaching out to versus ones that you're receiving inbound requests from? What's kind of the balance between outbound and inbound, and how you source your recipients?
A lot of it is relationally driven. So we make a connection or somebody makes a connection for us. It varies, but it's probably about 50-50 that come and make the initial outreach to us. Others that we haven't had a long-term relationship, either through Spear Foundation and now Spear Dream, or just relationships within the community. People say, hey, you ought to talk to so and so. And anytime that statement is made, we begin a process of, hey, let's look at what they're doing. Does it fall within our scope? Does it meet our mission? And are they doing good things? Let's see if we can come along and help them do even better things. And we do that kind of in 4 different areas. The one being the community outreach, another being education. And then the third piece would be medical support. So we try to work with local hospitals. We just helped fund a new robotic microscope for the St. Anthony's Foundation that will be used in tumor surgeries. They were able to do more fine-tuned brain. I sat with the surgeon and was just amazed at his giftedness. But he talks about how with this tool, I can do even more fining, more detailed surgeries that do more for the patient. And so we were excited to be a part of helping fund that new technology, that new piece of equipment. We also work with medical. We work in the area of helping with certifications, helping nurses get certifications they need through scholarships and things like that. So the medical support is a big piece of what we do. And then military and law enforcement and first responders, we really focus very heavily in that area, working with the police department, the sheriff's office, working with the Heroes Foundation. Those are important pieces to us. Working with wounded warrior type projects. We just helped fund the warrior sailing, which is an adaptive sports kind of program that runs out of St. Petersburg. So it really falls within those 4 specific areas. Education. One of the things we're most excited about is we're working with St. Pete College to fund a special scholarship. It's actually named after the Spear Foundation, and it's a certification scholarship for those that are not necessarily targeted towards a degree, but they want skills. They want to develop who they are. We started the Spear First Step Scholarship, which helps with certifications in lots of different areas, whether it be a technical area or whether it be a medical area, or helping train and develop linemen or people working in the electrical field or whatever, where you can literally take somebody who is not degree tracked, can never see themselves going in that direction, but you can bring them in through the certification program and transform their lives and the trajectory generationally of their families. And so we're really excited about that. Saw huge success last year through the Spear Foundation with gifts there. And so when the Spear Dream started looking at it, we actually doubled that gift to the Spear, to the St. Pete College. And so excited about what that's doing and the number of lives that will impact, and generationally, which is something important to us. So those are some examples of some of the things that we do. It really varies across the board. We've done a lot of cool and different things, and always looking to what can have the greatest impact, what can be scalable, what is sustainable, and what can not only transform an individual life, but maybe even the trajectory of a family.
Yeah, cool job.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just such a good variety. I know you have the 4 areas, but going from medicine and brain surgery to first responders and education, that's great that you have the flexibility to plug in wherever's most optimal.
Yeah, and that's what the family really wants, is to, again, looking for where are the gaps, where are the marginalized populations, where are the spaces where nobody else can step in or has been unwilling to step in, what are the underserved parts of our community, can we step in there, does it fit? And it doesn't always fit, but we're committed to stepping in where we can, and then where we can't, we try to connect through our relationships with other philanthropic foundations. We try to connect organizations to them. Somebody might call and say, hey, got this project. And I said, that doesn't fall within our scope, but hello, let me make a phone call because I know somebody who might be interested in that. And that's something that we're doing a little differently than what has been done in the past, really trying to create some synergy and connection with other foundations throughout our region, really throughout Florida.
One of the age-old sort of struggles with funders is gauging impact and making sure that your dollars do have an impact. So what do you do? How do you set forth your expectations for impact and measurements, and how do you feel that works? Do you feel like you're getting the expected impact on the large majority of your gifts?
Yeah, that's a great question because one of the things that we look at is the sustainability. We look at are you doing what you say you're going to do? And so one of the things that we do is we have a reporting process that we ask all of our grantees to be a part of. So it's a 6-month, tell us where you are. First of all, on the front side, we do a really good job of vetting those organizations. We make sure they're who they say they are. They're doing what they say they're doing, and they have the ability to continue to do it. What we don't want them to do is become too attached to our gifts to where they become dependent upon them. We want them to be able to show a diversity of connection and relationships and other resources. We just want to be a piece of it. And sometimes we're a big piece, but we need to make sure that they're sustainable beyond us. And so then past that, we have a reporting process. Again, like I said, it's 6 months. We ask them to tell us where they are. How are you dispersing the funds? Are they going to what they say they do? And then sometimes they're 6 months in, they say, "Hey, we've had to refocus." A great example was when we were in the COVID years. Lots of nonprofits had to reallocate funds. We're very open to that. We just want good, solid communication to happen when that is necessary. So, at that 6-month point, we're able to say, where are you? Is it still continuing the way you thought it was? Do you need to pivot? Do you need to refocus? How can we come alongside and help you there? And then at 1 year, we come back and say, okay, let's see where we are. Did we complete the project? Is the project in process? Do you have more needs? How can we continue to help further what it is that you were trying to do, what the goal or objective was? And so good reporting, good relationships. I do a lot of site visits. I do a lot of connecting. I'm constantly following up saying, hey, how you doing? Not because we want to in any way kind of rule over them. We don't want that at all, but it's just we care about what you're doing. We care about you as people. So we want to continue the relationship. And so communication. And when you think you've communicated enough, we communicate some more. So
I like it. And you mentioned collaboration, and if you weren't the right fit, you try to connect with someone else. So it feels like you potentially like to see more collaboration amongst the funders in the area. Do
yeah,
you have any hopes and dreams for that, for people working
yeah,
together a little more
absolutely.
closely?
Yeah, we're part of the Florida Philanthropic Network, which we are very excited to be in partnership with them. It's large philanthropic foundations from all over the state. They gather annually. They gather for education, for just connection and relationship, storytelling. Out of that, we're able to create connections for those potential synergistic, joining together, better together kind of opportunities. And then in addition to that, one of the things that we're going to be doing here is creating a philanthropic roundtable where we try to gather like-minded philanthropic type organizations to come together with us and really say, hey, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? What's been the impact? How can we join you? How can we support what you're doing? And then also just for information to be able to, as I said earlier, be able to connect people who may not fall within our scope, but they fall within theirs. Like I had dinner a few months back with a nonprofit in Tampa who focuses on climate issues, and that's out of our sweet spot. We obviously care about those kinds of things, but that's not within our sweet spot. But now, if somebody calls with that as their agenda or as their focus, I'm able to say, "Hey, let me connect you to this group because that's what they do, and they do it better than we do or ever would." So we make that connection. So having a round table where we're regularly coming together, sharing stories, celebrating successes, educating people about the needs that are around us. then we're going to be better because we're together and we create more information so that we can journey alongside each other. So a philanthropic network is coming. We want to also do that with nonprofits where they get together, share their stories, and maybe find support in ways that they had not been able to do in the past. So again, the more that we can network, the more that we can come together. As a matter of fact, one of our core values as a foundation is that we're better together. We realize can have a great impact by ourselves, but we can do significantly more than when we join together with other organizations.
So coming into 1 year on the job, looking to year 2 on the job, what
Yeah.
are your hopes for? What are you looking to accomplish in the next year?
Well, just continue the type of giving that we're doing, continuing the impact that we want to have, really looking at what are the underserved parts of our community. One of the things that we're excited about, we joined with the Bill Edwards Foundation for the Arts and art education, working with low-income schools, really schools across the region, but to come together because the arts programs within the schools have become less and less and less. And so how can we continue to make sure that that's out in front? So partnering with people like that, continuing to look at big transformational kind of projects like the YMCA, but also looking at those little small one and done kind of things that really can boost a particular organization or community, and then looking at what's happening in our city and our region as far as growth is concerned. Because yes, we're seeing a lot of affluent growth, but with that comes a lot of the ripple effect of that as it impacts the marginalized parts of our population and communities. And so we're really looking hard at where are they, and they're shifting. Gentrification is happening. The whole culture of parts of our community are shifting, so people are moving. So what we would traditionally have called that is a pocket of need may not be so much. And so we've worked with a lot of organizations. We're working with an organization here in St. Petersburg called Reach St. Pete, and they had their outreach center on the south end, but they've realized that the population of the people that need them has actually shifted. So they're moving more mid-county, more the middle part of the city up on 38th Avenue. We help them, put together a new outreach facility because that's where their population is. So beginning to look at where are the people, where are the children, where are the underserved schools, where are the underserved organizations, where are people coming from? And then being able to help align with that and put people in the right places at the right time. So looking forward to that. We're getting ready to do our second disbursement. We'll open the portal for that, the grant application process, and people can do that through speardream.org. They can go to our website. That'll open actually on July 8th for the December disbursement. So we're excited about our second one and seeing new opportunities that people might have, because now, they've always identified somewhat the Speer Foundation, but now they know the Speer Dream is really focused specifically here, and we've really streamlined that process well through our website and through software that we're able to use, so people can begin to apply again on, like I said, on July 8th for a December disbursement. We're just excited about the potential to have that kind of impact. I mean, Lisa Vickers, who's the daughter of Roy Speer, who started the whole foundation. Lisa has always said, I want to do what other people won't do. I want to be an option that hasn't existed before. Oftentimes people say, well, I've got to go this route, or I've got to go this route. And, one is impossible, the other's negative, and so it's like, how do we kind of stand there in the middle and give them a viable, attainable, practical option that they can actually get excited about? Was one of the big kind of side icing on the cake kind of experiences with the certification program with St. Pete College. It started small. We said, hey, there's this unique set of the population that's going, I can't get a degree. That's impossible for you. It'll never happen. Well, hey, why don't we do this? And we've seen people move from literally barely making it to all of a sudden now they're elevated to a new level. They're able to move their family into more sustainable housing and safer environments. And then it sets a trajectory of generational change that way past my lifetime, well, we will see the continued impact. That's the kind of thing that we want to be a part of because it's transformational. It's big, it's huge. And so the next year is just continuing to expand our touch, learn more about our community, connect better with people and organizations, and help wherever we can.
Well, that's a lot of good stuff. It's a lot of impact. To have so much brain power with obviously resources behind it, focused locally, is a real gift. So much appreciation for that.
Yeah, I'm grateful for you and you getting the word out there, because again, it's about communication, and it's about making people aware. Awareness is one of the key pieces. If we're not aware, if we don't see what's going on around us, then we can't impact it. So thank you for letting us share a little bit of our vision, a little bit about who we are, and helping get the word out there. We appreciate it.
Well, Tim Whipple, Spirit Dream Foundation. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.